Hey everybody, I'm Corey, and I go by CoreyJA on the internet. Thanks for tuning into my stream today. I'm gonna do some Rust today like we usually do, and if you tuned into stream last time, we had a few technical issues. I ran out of hard drive space, so the recording stopped, and I wasn't actually streaming my screen for the first half. But we're gonna be picking up that same project either way, and that project is called Status. So this is the live version. We'll check it out. It's a uptime tracker that I am building, and we're gonna dig into it today. So yesterday, or not yesterday, last week. Here, let's log in quick. This is gonna do a quick GitHub OAuth. It's actually gonna do that through my blog. My blog's kind of becoming my SEO or SSO, single sign-on, um, like destination for all my little side projects I've decided. So it's we designed that a little bit last time, and we got auth working. So we are now logged in, and we can see which sites I'm set up to track their uptime of. And you can see I'm currently tracking my blog and this app status.coreyja.com. We can click on my blog and see my homepage that I'm tracking, and here are some of the 10 most recent check-ins. And so we got a lot of the basic functionality working last time, but this page and this whole site doesn't look very pretty. It's very, very bad. And so today we are going to work on that. I spent a little bit of time coming up with some sketches that I think we're going to follow. And by coming up with some sketches, I mean I browsed Tailwind UI, which I have or Tailwind components by the same people that do, or Tailwind UI, which is components and templates, by the same people who make Tailwind. This does require a license, but I do have a license for it for this project. So I picked out a few of these, and we're going to use those to start styling up our site. So in the Figma here, we can see that I liked this style sidebar, which was this sidebar. So we're probably going to do this brand sidebar. And I decided that we aren't going to do with the header and stuff, so we're going to do profile in the bottom left corner style. And so yeah, we're going to use that like for the just the layout of the app. And then I decided on using some different components. So to list out all the sites, we'll use this nice like detail table-y row kind of thingy. And then if you click on a single site, I decided we'll have some stats up top and a slightly different table of all the pages you have set up on the bottom with some nice edits and ads. A single page looks really similar, some stats on the page and the last time, and those reported check-ins in a very similar table. And then I just showed one version of a form that we are gonna play with. So each one of these, I have a link to the Tailwind UI component that I think I want to use to wire these all up. And we are gonna hop right in and do that. So yeah, let's get started. Oh, and then also I have some color palettes that I think we're gonna set up. So these are gonna be the 4 colors that I think I'm gonna use for most of it, and we have the Tailwind style, the 50 to 900, so the different variations of all the colors to use for different bits. And then this, I just copied the hex codes for me to put into Tailwind. And I think with that, we're probably ready to get started, dive into some code, and get styling. And I think the first thing that we're going to need to do is actually install Tailwind. So if you don't know what Tailwind is, Tailwind CSS is something that I've used for CSS for a while that I really enjoy. So you use utility classes like this to style your CSS instead of writing and naming classes. And I really like it. It's a little more constrained than just inline styles, and I don't have to come up with names for each individual element as I would with writing CSS classes and stuff. So this is what we're going to use. We are going to get started on getting a Tailwind config and compiling my Tailwind as we get coding. And so yeah, let's hop into my editor here. We've got status all checked out and ready to go. And I think what we're going to do is just use npx. So Tailwind is a node dependency. It's written in JavaScript. So we can use npx to run it. And I think I can just do Tailwind init. I think I know the CLI well enough. Nope. Oh no, we're just on a very old version of npm. Sure. Let's install a new npm. What are you just gonna be mad at me? What version of like Node am I running? Oh, 16, that's not the oldest node, but I could upgrade to a newer node. Node versions, is 16 pretty old? Oh yeah, 16 is very old. It's out of this. Okay, so what do I want? Do I want like released? This one's pretty new. How about we grab this one? 21. Oh wait, yeah, which ones are the current active? Current releases starts for 6 months. So 2021's the current one. Maybe that's just what I want. It doesn't have a code name though. Is it they doing the even and odd number things? I think they might. We're gonna do this one. Node env local that version. Yeah, that's I know. Node env install. I don't know. Okay. Got it in the other order apparently. Node env install 2021. Doesn't know about that. Gotta upgrade it with brew. We'll do that quickly. Didn't expect to do some node stuff with this, but that's okay. We do have to get Tailwind, which needs node at least a little bit. So is that how they want you to do this nowadays? Because they also have a standalone CLI. It's just the JavaScript still packaged up a little differently. Well, that wasn't really what I wanted. Docs. CLI. Yeah, okay. Is also available as a standalone npm. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't really matter how I grab this. So I'm probably just gonna do this one. Is this upgrades or is this actually related to Node? Fetching dependencies for... I feel like this isn't related to Node. I feel like we are upgrading. Okay. No, you... Did we not just do that? Okay. How about this? Is there a brew install? Tailwind CSS? Is that a thing I can do? Yes, it is. Which Tailwind? Is it just Tailwind? CSS? Oh, I just had a version that I've just manually installed. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just a binary file. Cool. But I should now have a newer one from Brew. Yep. So let's use this one. There we go. We init a Tailwind file. Phew! Took us a little while, but we got here. Okay, so we actually don't really need Node if I'm just going to use the Brew packaged one. You still have to get it on your machine somehow, but... okay, cool. We have a Tailwind file. Now I want to add colors. It's the first thing I want to do here. Customizing colors. Yeah, I know. Where's just thingy? Exports theme colors, but I want to do the thing where I don't override all of them. So I want to do the adding extra ones using the default colors. Get the colors, and then, so it's in theme. Oh, wait, if I just do it in extend, oh, I might just want that. That's probably what I want, actually. Extend colors. And then I can extend it with the colors from Figma. Oh, that might be why I don't want green and blue. I don't know what I want to call that. This malachite green and blue violet. I didn't really like those names. I need better names for these colors. Will you name these colors? I have this color picker installed. What do you call this? No, you don't want to name it for me? I thought, oh, forest green. I like forest green. That'll work for me. Forest green, and then cyan. I do like this being forest green, though. We can do that. How about just forest? But I didn't really like the cyan. What if we do this again? Let's do it on this darker one. Now what are you? Oops. I really like that noise, but that's okay. Green blue. Green blue. Cornflower blue. We just call it cornflower. What is, wait. Cornflower blue. Oh yeah, no, okay, that is, I didn't know what cornflower blue was. Okay, that'll work for me. Cornflower. Okay, so these are going to be our colors. We can copy over all of this now, and then I don't really like this thing hanging out here, so we're gonna close this program. I don't think I need it anymore. Awesome. Okay, head to my editor. Add the colors. Property assignment expected, but like we have that. What's going on? It's very, very upset, but I don't think it's that off. Colors has some keys. I'm in a JS file too, so I don't even think I was, oh. There was too many brackets. I feel like you should fix this prettier. Why aren't you formatting prettier? You say you're here. You should be formatting this file better. Configure default formatter. Yeah. Prettier. There we go. Okay. Nice. So we have all of my colors in here. I think those should work. Let's actually just try it out, I think. Oh, yeah, because let's get the rest of our config set. We need to actually tell it where our files are and stuff. Let's get it installed. Configure our editor path. So content, that's where we need to tell it where our stuff lives. And we can just do globby. So it's source / anywhere you see a Rust file. And anywhere you see an HTML file. Am I going to have HTML files? I don't know, but if I do have HTML files, I would like them to be included. Add Tailwind to our CSS, so I need a CSS file. We can make one of those. New file, tailwind.css. Throw those in there, and then we can run our build process. Let's just do it once to make sure we know what we're doing. So we do source, and we call it tailwind.scss, and I think I'm just gonna put it in target. Tailwind.css. Cool. Rebuilding, and I didn't put it in done mode. Yep, okay, awesome. So now in target, I should have a Tailwind CSS file. And there we go. Look at that. That looks pretty tailwindy. Awesome. Okay. So now we actually have to get this CSS file, though, to be included in our server. And this is where I don't have an amazing process that I've done in the past. And I think I'm gonna do what I've done in the past, but I don't love it, but we're just gonna do it for the moment, and if I come up with a better idea while we're going, we will. So first, let's get a route set up for it. So route, yeah, do I just want it to be, like, do I just want to have a directory of static things that I route, or do I want to route specifically this Tailwind file? Yeah, maybe let's just put it under, yeah, let's just do that. And we're actually just gonna write Tailwind CSS right here because I don't have a better place for it at the moment. Oh yeah, that's basically exactly what I want. Rust target dir include string. I want to access the target dir. cargo manifester. Do I just have a target dir? Yeah, I do. Okay, so I can just do concat bang of env bang of target directory, and then we can cat that with just tailwind.css. Cargo target directory not defined at compile time. I thought it was. Environment variables cargo reads. Got it. Got it. Okay, so maybe I just want manifester then. Manifester. Oh, that doesn't even have a slash. Okay, interesting. Slash target slash that. Okay, so now the file has to exist when we compile, but besides that, we should be able to then get to our styles Tailwind CSS. So let's add that to our home page maybe. In our home show. Oh, cool. We already have a head. Oh, we added HTMX that we're not using yet. Nice. So I want to add like a HTML external CSS. For some reason, I always forget exactly what this is. Oh, hey, Tobbs on Twitch. How is it going? Thanks for stopping by. This is like so simple. All I want, link, rel style sheet. That's what I wanted. For some reason, I always forget that. I want to make it more like a script tag. Link, rel, style sheet, styles, tailwind, CSS. Perfect. I am doing pretty good. I'm excited because we're going to give this site some styles today. It currently looks something like this with some nice HTML text on screen. And we're going to use some Tailwind and some Tailwind components and hopefully, you know, slap some of these components on it and make it look a little spiffier by the end of the day here. And besides that, I am doing pretty well generally. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Always fun to have you. Okay, so we got our style sheet hooked up. I think that'll work. Let's just give this body some background to like see if it works. Oh, sure, background gray. Yeah, let's do something more mean. How about background red, like 500? Yeah. That site is stylish enough if you ask me. I know, right? That's what I say too, and then I show it to my designer wife, and she doesn't have exactly the same feelings there. I wonder why. Okay, so now what we need to do is run our Tailwind again, get a new file, and then we can cargo run our application, which should recompile to get the new style sheet. And then we can click over, not to the deployed one. Let's go to our local app. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so one thing that Tailwind does is it also wiped out all of our browser text styles. So just using H1s and stuff isn't enough to like actually get styles anymore. So now everything is going to be completely unstyled, which is totally fine. More just an FYI for myself. We're going to delete this class because we don't want that as we get going. But this now does work. We have Tailwind, all of the processes running here. One thing, though, that I'm still not happy with is now I have two things that I need to run in the terminal to actually run this application. I need to compile Tailwind, and then I need to compile the application. And that's annoying. So I want to not have to do those manually. So I'm going to make a proc file. That's going to have two things. Two things that need to happen. We have a server and a Tailwind. Our server is going to run cargo watch, and it's going to run the run command. And then Tailwind is going to do exactly what this had here. And it's going to also have watch as a flag. That's how Tailwind works. We should be able to save this as proc file. We're going to put this in the root of our project. And now what I should be able to do is run our proc file. I use Overmind for that. So it's going to run in a tmux session, both the server and the Tailwind processes side by side. And since they are both set to watch, they should both recompile when we have changes. And with all of that, Yay, there we go. We got our red background again, or we had the red back to the white. Let's make a change again and have that come back. So we have Tailwind still linked, class, and let's do background. Let's try one of our colors. Yeah, this fuchsia 500. Let's do that one. Tailwind rebuilt, then the app's rebuilding. And now we have a fuchsia background. Love it. Okay. We are rocking and rolling with Tailwind and our proc file. Okay. I'm going to close this down for now. We'll open it up again in a minute, but we are going to make a commit first. Now we're going to, do we want to? No, we don't want a branch. We're going to commit right to main. We're doing it. We don't need a branch just for stream and then merging it in later. We're just going to work right off main. And so get Tailwind set up on the homepage. Awesome. So if you were paying attention really closely, one thing you may have noticed is that our homepage, the show for our homepage is where we were writing the head with our Tailwind style sheet and the title and everything like that. Which means if we go to a different page, so let's go to our routes. They're in routes, that makes sense. And let's look at our login page, or no, let's look at our My Sites page, for instance, the get. So this is going to show what sites you have registered for uptime tracking. And it doesn't have any head, and it just renders HTML directly. And so, for instance, if we were to go over here and say that we wanted this to be color, wait, no, what do you for font color? Do you just do the color? Red, yeah. No, text red 500. Yeah, text red 500. There we go. Okay. So if we try to make the text red on My Sites, and it is running, awesome. So we should get recompilation. We'll get white here. Oh, we have to log in, but that's okay. Logged in. My Sites, and then this. Oh, that's actually an even better way to know. This didn't get the color we wanted, and it's getting the default browser styles of being serif and bigger for being an H1. But it's not getting the Tailwind styles of the color we specified and overriding those, doing the reset and overriding those browser styles. So the first thing that we're going to want to solve is we're going to like extract something in Rust that we can render on all of our pages as like the template. And I think that's probably what I'm going to call it, is I think we're going to make a struct called template that has the base information here. And then each page will render into that, kind of. So yeah, let's get started on that, I think. I don't know where I'm going to want this file to be. So I'm just going to do mod template. Templates? Sure, everything's plural for these ones so far. Create module at templates. And then I'm just going to make a public struct called template. And I think it's not going to have any data yet. And then I'm going to impl into response for template. Awesome. Impl response needs to actually have the impl response method, and then we can render. Oh, this does need something. It needs some public content of markup. I did like the markup from Maud. That's what we're using, but I just needed to actually be able to have content here. So into response is going to be, we're going to set up some HTML, and then eventually we're going to render content underneath. So let's go back to our home show, and we're just going to copy for the, well, really I just need this head for the moment. I definitely want the header. That's going to give us our styles. It's like where we're going to include Tailwind. And we're currently including HTMX, which I don't know, maybe let's stop. We might bring it back in a minute, but at the moment we're not using it. Expected, oh yeah. Into response. Awesome. Okay, and then I do want to put yeah, exactly. I do want to put the content in a body tag. And for now, that's probably all I want. The other thing that I was thinking of, that I kind of want to do is right now markup implements into response by Axum so that I can just return markup directly. But I kind of don't know if I want it to. I think I want to just have template know how to make a response and not be able to return markup directly so that I have to wrap markup in the template. And I think that will be nice and like force me to use this on every page. But that does mean I'm also going to lose this into response. So I wonder if I can inline this. I can. That was actually really nifty. And it wasn't even very complicated, which is awesome. Qualified this as Axum. Qualified that as Axum as well. Okay, so this is just a string at the end. Pre-escaped. Oh, yeah. This is pre-escaped of a string. So this is just... Oh, no, pub0 is a T, which is a string in this case. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Cool, so that was actually really easy. Rust Analyzer helped me out a lot there. Now I don't need the into response from Maud because we're just going to use this template one. So I think what I want to do is I want to go to my cargo.toml file and look for Maud, and I want to remove the Axum feature. And now if I go to build, I think I'm going to get errors. Awesome. Because none of these things actually return something that implements into response now, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So that's pretty awesome. I don't know why it wants to wrap that way, but that's okay. I'm also locked to a specific commit. I might want to upgrade at some point, but for the moment, that's okay. Yeah, okay, so now this is returning a Maud, but let's like work on making this a little easier to use. So let's make a public trait called into template that just makes it into the template. We're going to implement that for markup so that every time I need it, I can just go into template. Element. Did I not match that? Ah, yes. I matched it to the HTML inside the Maud macro, but not the Maud macro HTML. I think I just need to import that. Awesome. And what I actually could have done is instead of saying that it implements into response, I could say that it implements into template. Because everything that implements into template. Oh, wait, no, is that true? Let's find out. No, it doesn't like this. But I think I could write that. Impl for T into response for T where T... No, this isn't going to work. It's not going to let me do this. Must be used as the type parameter of some local type. Yeah, so I can't just implement it for any generic. I knew that. But that's okay. All I have to do is call into template, which is okay. Into template. And then I can maybe add extra options to implement into template eventually. Impl into response. And actually, really, I can just say that this is a template. Yeah, all of my things are going to return template probably. So current user has some pages. Into template. Redirect, that doesn't need it. This one does. Into template. Sites. So I'm liking this idea, and it's one that I've had a while ago that I'm excited to play around with. is this exact idea of, even though I'm using a HTML library macro thing that does implement Axum stuff and allows me to simply return it, I like not using it and forcing myself to use this new template that I'm building. Okay, so now I think we should be able to build everything. Oh, this still is complaining about a few things. Oh, that's fine. Just close that file. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so here I should then be able to go overmind S again, overmind start. And now my sites. Oh, it's still thinking. But now we should see the, okay, we got to the home page. We went through login. My sites though, there we go. We see the color red that we did for the title, and we are back to browser styles. And this should be at all of our pages. All of our pages should now be this unstyled Tailwind reset. Perfect. So let's get rid of that red. I don't want that red hanging out. It's just gonna, where is that? I think it's, oh, sites. Thought it was here. Red. 500. There we go. It was sites. I just was looking right over it. Okay. Oh, and I remember what's going on. So the reason I can't go right to my sites is that I get logged out every time the server restarts. We probably will want to fix that in just a minute, because that is going to get real annoying as we have auto reloading happening as well. Okay, but now we are here. That doesn't have red anymore, and we are good to go. But here's the thing. Here, watch. I'll demo what's annoying for everyone else here. So we can do cornflower, blue, set it to the background. No, text. And see how now we've rebuilt our both Tailwind and our server a few times in the terminal down here, which is like not a big deal, except for the fact that if I refresh on my sites, one, it takes a while because it has to go through the login loop, and then two, I lose where I am and have to go back to my sites to see the color. So that's annoying. We're gonna probably try to fix that, and by probably try to fix that, I mean I think I'm gonna try to fix that right now. So I think, let's let this recompile and start again, and I'm gonna quit it immediately. Because I want to see at the very top of this, I think, generating new cookie key, and then it gives me the cookie. Perfect. What I think I can do is I can stick this in an environment variable, and it'll use this cookie key instead of instead of making a new one. So here I can see that we want to set the cookie key environment variable. So I think what we can do is echo export. Oops. Well, I do want that, but not right away. Export cookie key. And actually, I'm going to make this single quote here. Equals. Paste in this, except I don't think that. There we go. There's our cookie key. And then do that into .env and allow. There we go. Echo cookie key. We have a cookie key. Now let's see if we can start our server. No, thread panicked. Database URL must be set. Oh, dang it. I wanted to append to my env file, and I blew it away instead. Okay, let me go into secrets mode so I can see if I can recover that file. I might not be able to, though. Secrets, so I can actually open the file and no one can see. Okay, there we go. Come on, VS Code. No, you don't have a memory of this file, do you? Dang it. Okay, let's see if I can actually quickly, I think I might be able to. Go over to the laptop I have here, which I think has a very similar env file that I think I can just copy. And then I just quit VS Code instead of copying what I need to copy over here. Having a good day in computer land, team. Okay, go to the right project, cancel. Go to the right project. Copy this. Okay, save that Duran file. Close it. Allow. Get a new terminal. I have a cookie key that looks like it's valid. Overmind S. It does seem like it knows how to connect to the database, and it is running, and it does not say it made a new cookie, so we should be good. Let's come out of secrets mode and let everyone join in again. Okay, I think we're good. Thanks for sticking it out with me there, team, but what I'm hoping is it's probably gonna have to log in this time because the cookie's different than last time. But now I'm logged in. I can go to my sites. We don't have color. Let's go to sites. Let's add some color. Class equals text red 500. Missed my quote. I will add the space there just to add it. Compiling, compiled, and then if we have any luck, there we go. No login loop. We like that. That is good to go. Okay. So I think we've got our template pretty good to go. Add template and use it everywhere. No mount to response directly anymore. We always go through the template, which is going to let us start adding things like that nice sidebar to the side. And I think that's what we are going to do right now. So let's actually just pull this back up because I want to be able to like live reload basically. Hide the terminal because I just don't need it. And let's remove this. And we might hang out here just cause, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to be working on more of the base styles and getting that sidebar added. Anyways, okay, so perfect. Let's actually just go in here, and I think what we want to do is just copy the HTML here. And we're going to go to our template. We're just going to throw it in and go from there. Okay, yeah, here's our body tag. There's going to be a lot of HTML that I'm going to have to convert to MAUD. I don't think there's a good solution to that. So, okay, so there we go. We got this here, but I really am going to need to convert all of this to MAUD, aren't I? Oof, that isn't going to be as fun as I would like it to be. This example requires updating your templates. Oh, okay, so I need to add some stuff to these. I need an HTML element, which I just didn't have before. And it needs to have these classes. And then the body needs to have that class. Okay. The other thing that needs to happen is this needs to wrap all of this HTML. Yeah. Let's indent this all a little bit. Oh, come on. You can go. Oh, man. Okay. None of those did exactly what I wanted. I wanted faster scrolling. It's not indenting how I expected it to. I think that did it. Yeah, did some of it. I'm not sure that actually did what I wanted. Yeah, that just did a little bit. Okay, we're gonna leave it then. Delete surrounding. Oh, delete. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a little hard to convert. Like I can just do it very manually, but that's not gonna be fun, especially for this long block. of HTML, and then it's not even going to be formatted right. I hadn't thought about that. I really do need a HTML to MAUD converter. What do you think, internet? Oh, look at that. Cargo install. There's just a binary that's just gonna do it for me. I like that. I like that a lot. Nice. So let's get this on my clipboard again. We're gonna use HTML to MAUD and run it through that. There we go. We're almost there. Okay. PB paste pipe to HTML to MAUD bin pipe to PB copy, and I think I need to do standard in. And now on my standard out is some HTML MAUD. I like that. Okay. Let this. Oh wow, interesting. I don't like that. Template like outer HTML. Yeah, okay. Except what I really am gonna do, yeah, it really is just gonna replace most of this. Let outer HTML equal what's on my clipboard. And the only things that I'm really gonna want to take is this head element. Okay, so there's a little more that I want to take. I want to make an HTML element, which this goes inside. And then I want to make a body element, which this all goes inside. Yep. Cool. Formatting is not going to be right, but that's okay. And then I need to do the things that it told me to add here, which are like the class of that. And then this has class of type full. Okay. And we have this whole big thing. Oh, this outer HTML we can just get rid of. It also has some nice comments here that like explain what's going on that got removed with the tool, but that's okay. Delete. Okay. Cargo build. Will you build? It will build. Cargo run. Here. Hey, look at that. I don't see my content at all though. Oh, probably because I got rid of the thing that I probably didn't actually add that back in. I bet the spot that says your content here, this thing. Self.content. And then we wait a few more seconds. And we refresh, Oh, that was actually, I thought that was gonna do it. Oh, this is not running the right thing. Did I just run cargo run? Of course I did. Forgot to run overmind. Overmind's gonna do the recompiling because it is set up to do watch mode. There we go. Now this is in here. We can click on things and like we see, oof, some really bad inputs. But everything is within the borders of this little thing over here on the side. I like it. So I think we want to like customize some of this. We're probably going to start pulling it apart into little components that we can reuse. Yeah, let's just get started, I think. So let's go up here and like see what we're dealing with. So there's some stuff for mobile here. This is large fixed inset 0. I just gotta like look browse this and learn what's going on here. Hidden until large that's fixed. Yep, so this is the sidebar. Perfect. This is gonna be something for mobile. Let's go to iPhone SE. Perfect. Oh yeah, it has this thing is then looks like it's collapsible and stuff. Not actually sure exactly how this is supposed to work on mobile. So that might be something to look into. Does this say it requires JavaScript? Yeah, it does. Okay. That's what I missed here. What's the JavaScript that we need? Does it tell us? Swap this element with another sidebar if you like. Close button show hide based on off canvas menu state. Yeah. Okay, so some of these things I'm gonna have to add some JavaScript for. Like this close sidebar button. Yeah. Okay, cool. Looking good. Yeah, we're looking better, right, Tubbs? We're definitely making some progress. We got the nice thing added. I think we're gonna worry about the interaction and mobile in a bit because I have to decide exactly how I want JavaScript to work. And I don't have a good answer to that yet. So I think we're gonna come back to that. So here's the fixed large. This is what we're looking at. And actually, one thing I do want to know is when is large? There it is. Okay, so that's... Oh, and that shows me my breakpoints. Nice. Love that. Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, so we're going to go with large is what we're going to look at. That's what we're going to focus on, and we'll get to mobile later. So let's figure out these things. Let's see if we can style them, and then where this logo is, actually. Oh, here's our logo. That was easy. Love that. And we don't have a logo right now, so I think I just want this to be some text that says I don't know what color I want it to be. Yeah, maybe I do want it white though, because it's on that background, right? Yeah. Yeah. Status. Is it exciting? No. But we don't have an icon yet, so we'll get that. Okay, cool. So then do I want to like add some comments above this? This is the sidebar for larger screens. Perfect. It feels like I might want to start pulling components out soon here. Yeah, like here's the whole sidebar. Oh, there's multiple lists. Ooh, I have lists on lists here? What are my lists on lists? So we have this nav, that's the whole thing. And then inside that we have sections of lists. Oh, interesting, that each have some spacing between them. Oh, okay. So we have 2. Oh, and then 3. One has some margin top auto to put it to the bottom. Oh, okay, so these are all part of the nav. That makes sense. So like this is our first list. So this is like a page. What would I call this? Yeah, this looks pretty much like this. It has a little bit of a different, it has one extra margin thing on it, but I could put that on the text instead. Yeah, okay, so we definitely have one of these, and then each of these. Yeah, and then these are probably just like different? Are these SVGs? No, they have little different things, but like I think it's basically the same. Okay, so I want to pull out this as a sidebar link list. Yeah. So let's make a struct called sidebar link list. And it has links of struct sidebar link text href, and they are gonna end up needing an icon. These are just SVGs potentially. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up using font icon things, and I can use their SVGs if that's what we want to do, but I'm probably gonna use font awesome SVGs. Okay, but they're gonna have text and an href to start. That sounds reasonable to me. I think I might work from the inside out. So impl into no, it's into render. It's render. When I want things to work in mount, I implement render. Implement render for sidebar list link. Just link. Well, yeah, definitely do that. Implement default members. There we go. Okay, render. HTML. Awesome. Okay, so a link, one list item. Something like this. Do I have the li? Do I not have the li? I think I don't have the li. I think we do that on the inside. Okay. Perfect. Href, there we go. This is the self.href. This is where it goes. And this is self.text. Okay, perfect. And then I want one of these. So let's now do impl render the list. Render for the list. Not sure if that's what I want, but it might be. So then above dashboard, we have this. Yep, that's almost definitely what it is. Is that what you gave me? No, it's not what you gave me. Of course not. Cool. So then we render all the things underneath it. Love that. Okay. So then up here where we have these, what I could really do is I can render a sidebar link list, which has links, which is a vec of sidebar link. Yeah, dashboard to anywhere. Okay, let's see if that compiles nicely. Looks like it's compiling. Looks like that's running. We should see two dashboards. Perfect, with no spacing in between them. I thought there actually would be spacing in between them. Oh, because they're in the same li. Yeah, so I just put them in the wrong spot to get some spacing. So this would then be like closing this list item for that, and then we can open a list item for the next one. That then would give us some spacing there, I think. There we go. Look at that. Cool. Okay, so we've got our first dynamic sidebar page ready. Oh, and also that's the one that's marked as selected. So let's figure out what is the marking it as selected bit. It's the text color and a background. Group flex, yeah. Okay, so here's the non-selected styles, and those are the selected styles. Cool. So then let's give sidebar link some more things. Like it as a function for is selected. Right now it's just gonna return false. So then we also have function select like button, like I wanted like a thing that does selected styles, like, but I don't want selected conditional selected styles. I don't know. It's not my favorite name. If it's selected, we do one thing. If it's not selected, we do another. This was my not selected. Yep. Cool. Copilot's killing it. It's all the way up to the group is selected. Yep. So then this then just becomes self dot. Nope. It's this one. Conditional selected styles. Concatenate with that. Perfect. That now is not, and it does have the hover state. Awesome. And then I can go make them all true, which there's only one right now, but that's okay. And now it's selected. Okay, love it. That looks like it's working. False. So then I think this really just needs to have a selected Boolean. And then this is just self.selected. Nice thing about hiding this behind a function is I can change out how it's stored internally without messing up the render implementation. Or I guess it's this function implementation, but that's okay. Cool. Awesome. So we have our sidebar link. We have the one missing selected. Yep, selected. We'll say dashboard is selected right now as true. And I think then I think that's basically this whole thing. And then, yeah, so this could just be your sites, right? Like we could let you just immediately get to your sites from here. I like that. But what other links do we want to have on the sidebar? I think another one is sites. And then maybe that's the only other one I can think of right now. Like we could have pages, but I don't really know if I want to have a just pages that's not under sites. So maybe we'll just go with that. And then sites, this is where I could like just add any sites that you already have. So let's do that, I think. So I think I want like ones that are really similar to this, but I guess maybe I'll make them separate so they're not exactly the same. So like we'll have a struct that's sidebar site list. Sidebar site link, I think. Sidebar site link, name href selected. I don't think we're gonna have selected states for these ones. But I obviously could be wrong. But now let's impl render for my sidebar site link. Yep, that one. Implement this. I don't want that at all. We always use the macro basically. And so we can copy one of these. Awesome. Okay, and then is this just gonna be the first letter? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Self dot name dot cares dot next unwrap. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, surrounding parentheses to that. Can I just? No. Okay. Oh, yep. Okay. We will do the first thing there. This is then just self dot name. The href gets put over here. So .href. Scroll back over. We'll get rid of that. We don't need it right now. Okay, there we go. Bought us some more space. Oh. Get some parens. Okay. And then I need to impl render for this. Impl render for sidebar site list. Ooh. Render. Now implement the thing for me. Render 2. We don't need this. We do. But it's gonna look exactly like this. I literally can take the implementation from it. HTML. Sites. Sidebar site list. Sidebar site list. Sites. Nice. Okay, that looks good. Does it still look good here? That's the big question. Mm-hmm. It does, it does. Nice. Okay. And that does take me to there. Dashboard doesn't really take me anywhere yet. That's okay. Dashboard can take me to home. And this can take me to sites. I think it's actually my sites. Because that is going to take me to my sites. This can also take me to my sites. Look at that. We made it to my sites. We made it home. These don't link anywhere yet because those are supposed to go to specific sites, and I don't have that set up yet. Okay. Okay, awesome. We're making some good progress though. Let's see if we can get these to render the actual sites that you have. So before any of this, so template here. See, so this is interesting, right? Because now I kind of want in my template to know information about the current user. But I don't have that information at the moment. So I think what I want to do is add the DB session to it. The only problem with that is then I have to like remember to add it. Or like the into template has to maybe know about it or something. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. So let's think about what that's gonna look like. Or I guess we're just gonna do it and we'll see. We'll see. We're just gonna add it and we'll see how painful it is. It's actually not a DB session though. It's an option of a DB session because you might not have one. Oh. Forgot it was a trait that I was working with. Okay, but now nothing does that correctly. Yeah, because all of these are going to need to send down session, and they weren't used to that. Session.clone. Perfect. Do I actually need the session there? I could probably have this take a reference to a session. Like, I don't think it needs a session. It just needs to know how to ask about a session. And so things like this, though, this then needs to be an as ref. Perfect. Okay, perfect. You though, okay, this does have a session. Yeah, so then this can be sum of session. Reference to that session. Where are my other errors? Oh yeah, okay, cool. This has a session. Yep. And this probably has a... It does not. Wonder why this one didn't have it already. What is this? This is the show page for a specific page. Oh, I don't have any auth saying that you own this. Anyone could have looked at this. Oh no. Where pages where site ID and user ID equals the second thing, and then you have session.user ID. User ID does not exist. Pages, where site ID. Yeah, okay. Join sites, sites.user ID. Site ID is ambiguous. No such field what? Field site ID specified more than once. Oh, this is supposed to be pages dot star. There we go. Okay, so now we're only going to do it for users that exist. Or like for the logged in user. Love that. Let's actually look at some of these other ones real quick to see if we're doing that. Okay. This one picks the site with user ID correctly. This one is an insert and adds user ID correctly. This is a form that doesn't do anything. This one selects sites by user ID. Perfect. Okay, cool. Those ones all look right now. Oh yeah, okay, so this needs a session of DB session. Some reference to session. What's this one? A show a specific page. Got it. But it needs the session. Pages, join sites on that. Pages dot star where pages and sites dot user ID session dot user ID. Perfect. Select check-ins by page ID. Yeah, we already know you own the page. You can grab the check-ins for it. And then this then needs to have the session, so I can give it to my template. Okay, where else do we have some errors to hunt down? Template, what's red about you? Oh, missing lifetime thing. I kind of forgot about that. Session. Impl for session for template of session. Okay, cool. Oh no. The trait bound. Yeah, okay. So I don't want that. I don't want this to be a reference. We're going back on it. We need a full session. It needs to be clonable. Just makes everything easier for types. Nope. You're gonna get a real... Oh, it's an option still. I forgot. We definitely need an option. It just isn't a reference. It's just the actual thing. Yeah, that's what I did there. Okay, cool. So now all of these things are gonna call it wrong. Not as ref. No reference. No reference. No reference. No reference. Some of these might actually need some clones somewhere now that I think about it, but that's okay. We'll figure it out in a minute. Oh, was that all of them? Oh, cool. There we go. Okay, awesome. So now we actually have in template a database session, so we're doing good on that sense. So let's get sites. Query select star sites dot star from sites where user ID limit like 10, limit 5. We're gonna limit 5. I don't really know how we're gonna sort that. I think we're just not at the moment. By that, yep. Fetch all, await, unwrap, sure. Ooh, into response is not async. Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that yet. Into response on a template is non-await. It's not async. It's blocking. But I want to do async things inside of it. Well, that's a self dot. Let's just fix that a little bit. Oh, I need a state here too. Oh, fun. Public app state into template app state is an app state. Makes sense. I need app state everywhere. Definitely gonna have to touch all of the usages again, but that's okay. Annoying, but okay. Oh, we can't find app state. Yeah, definitely import that from crate. Okay, cool. So we're a little closer. Self.state.database, that app state. I might just call that state. App state as underscore, because I have two things named app state and they conflict. It's annoying. Yes. Okay, so what is this supposed to return? A vec of records? Okay, so I could return an empty vec in the other side, except for the not awaiting. That part is annoying. Okay, so I need to move this out of into response. So I guess I can put it here. I don't like it, but I can definitely put it here. And I might then not need session after this. I might not need apps. I might not need to hold on to much of these things. Oh, no. Sorry. I need them. I just don't do that with them. Because what I think this is really going to get is sites. And then this can have async trait on it. So can this, and this is an async function. That's an async function. And then it's not that though, it's a result of it. My yet result. Wrap it in an okay there. That can be an into diagnostic. This is app state, just the renaming. This is just session, no self dot. We don't need session and state anymore, but we do need some of those. No user ID on that. Yeah, so we do if let some session equals session, then we do this. Else we do vec of nothing. Perfect. Except this is a vec. I want a vec of sidebar site link, and I have a vec of records. So, what I want to do then is let sites equal sites that enter map that. Nice. I don't think it's just. Oh yeah, my site's site ID. That actually probably is what it is. Love it. Wow, is that compiling? No, not quite. Current user show. None of these implement the thing. Uh-oh. Mismatch types. Expected struct found. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Into template. First of all, it doesn't take in the right things anymore. It needs app state. I think it's app state session, right? App state session. Oh, wait. We don't have an app state here. Okay. App state of app state. And now I think I just want to do that. And so we have a result of template or my yet error. Can't convert from template to result of it. Oh yeah, can I just leave that? No. Do I have like a not into? Felt like there was an into that just was supposed to do that for me. But I can wrap this whole thing in an okay, and I think that'll fix that. I think that'll do the conversion for me. I can't convert my yet error. Oh, can't convert from a report to a my yet error. I thought that was something that I did have already set up. Hey, thanks for the follow, Pitcane. Thanks for stopping by. This is really close, but I'm just not able to convert the errors. I think I want a my yet error because this is the kind of thing that has. Wait. Is this not my yet error? Ah, that's not what I want. If I want my yet error, no. Okay, so that's on my blog that I have that. Okay, so I don't have that here. So actually I don't know if I want a result. I might just be unwrapping. Are things getting back to normal? Not all the way. Sorry about that, team. We had a little bit of a technical difficulties. Let me see if I can fix everything. Okay, there we go. That was the other side of my room here. Okay, there we go. I think the video's back. That's looking good. Uh-oh, I think the screen share might have stopped though because I don't see it moving. That does look like that happened. Give me just 1 second. Let me see if I can fix it. Sometimes I know how to fix this. Sometimes I don't. Remove. I'm in OBS right now, but you guys can't see that. I'm messing with all the settings. Trying to see if I can fix this. Just add a new screen capture. Screen capture. There we go. Make it a lot smaller. Oh man, everything's going crazy. That's not what I wanted. Screen capture. Smaller. There we go. Fit it into the box. Make it go below the background. See, everyone gets a sneak peek into the life of getting OBS working. Make it just big enough to fill that, and then bring my camera above the layer. There we go. I think that'll work. The video break this time? No, the video seems like it didn't break this time, but the camera definitely did. Okay, we're gonna get the camera back. And we're gonna stop clicking the button that breaks everything. I'm not even sure if I know what button breaks everything, but we're gonna definitely stop clicking it. Okay. Phew, thanks for hanging out with me there, team. That was exciting. I think we're back though. And we can at least keep writing some code. So right before all of that, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to unwrap these errors versus not unwrapping, and I think what I had decided is I bet other pages are just unwrapping right now. Yeah, they are. Okay, awesome. So we're just gonna go with unwraps and go from there. What are you very upset about? Yeah, it just doesn't know what's going on because I've changed up everything. We need app state. We need to pass app state down to here. We need to await the result, and then we need to unwrap the result. Perfect. Okay. And same thing down here, I imagine. Do we have an app state? Oh, wait. I'm not actually sure if I can just pull out app state like that without wrapping it in state. This is the new... Let's see if it thinks that new site's new. Oh no, that's a different new. So it's pages new. Yeah, I think though this needs to be, I think I need state of app state. And then this needs to be wrapped in a state. Parenthesize type parameters. Oh, yeah. Chain surrounding parens to those. Doesn't work. Because it wants to make that an HTML tag or something, which isn't what I wanted. Okay, there we go. And then that's what we're going to need to do down here. Oh, we already have a state. I just am going to need to pass it through to this. And then we're going to await it and unwrap it. Perfect. These need to pass state down here as well. Await, unwrap. State, await, unwrap. Do we not have state? Nope. We have a state called state, which is a state of app state. Cool. Next one, we're just scrolling until we see the red. We're getting close. This one has a state of app state already, so I should just be able to pass it down and call await unwrap on it. I would love to get rid of these unwraps eventually, but that'll be a tomorrow problem. This is state, 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 just all the states. Yeah, import that. This can just become state, and we have await unwrap. Is that all of them? Are we gonna actually compile now? Compiled. Oh, hi me. Actually, while I'm thinking about that, let's just minimize this so I don't accidentally keep tabbing to it. Okay. There we go. I think all of this was so that I could get sites, but I don't think I'm using it yet. So let's go plug that in really quick. Because into template, grab sites, makes them the right form. And then I think when we go to render, we just don't use that. Because I think we're still using these sites that we just get here instead of doing self.sites. Perfect. Now if we do self.sites in the sidebar there, awesome. It gets correctly Corey JA, which is the only site I have locally. We can click here and we can see this page that has all of this stuff set up. We're rocking and rolling. We're doing pretty good here. Okay. I think our sidebar, the only thing I want to like think about for the sidebar is the selected state. I might even just say that the dashboard isn't selected right now until we come up with mic again and probably camera. So the problem seems to be related to the fact that I've got a okay, cool, and the screen didn't seem like it breaks that time. I've got a little USB switch here that switches between two computers, and I think it is deciding to switch to the other one, and then my monitor tries to follow it. But then all of my things break. Like the mic goes away and the camera goes away and everything just goes bad. I don't like it. But anyways, we'll do what we can here. Okay, so we're just gonna set selected to false on all of these so that they're at least consistent. Yeah, and now we just have this nice sidebar. We can click on the things. We can go to the individual sites that I already have. I think I want to do something with this profile. The only problem here is like I don't have names. I don't think I have any information about who the user is. So I'm not really sure what to do down here. I guess for the moment I could just replace it with like I could just replace it with this that says your profile. Or maybe just you are logged in, and then I don't need that or that. And then I'd probably, oh, it's an unsplashed image. That's cool. I can probably just use a different image or just get rid of the image. You are logged in. But then because this is like if let sum session equals session, then, and actually really what I just want is if session dot is sum, then we do this. I can't find session, self dot session. No field session on type. Oh, because I didn't keep it. Because I told myself I didn't need to keep it. Well, okay. That was a little silly. Option of a DB session. Session clone. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now we still have our session in there, which means that when I go to render this little thing, we know whether you're logged in or not. Href, login, login. Yeah. So right now, it should say, ooh, it says both. What's going on? Ah, I always forget these. You gotta add the ats to the if and the else for MAUD so that it actually recognizes them. There we go. Now we get you are logged in, and if I log myself out by going to application and just clearing my cookies, refresh the page, It's gonna think for a sec. Oh, it's gonna log me in. Oh, because I was on a page that required login. So let's go do that again. Clear my cookies. Let's just go to the home page. There we go. Not logged in with a login button. Except I don't really like how that looks at all. So why is the login button like so awfully styled? Why doesn't it get any of the styles from here? Text white, hover. Why doesn't it get any of those? Does it need to be in a span? Color inherit. Yeah, no, inherit. So inherit the text white from the... Oh, it's not inside of it? Wait. Oh my gosh, I didn't see this thing being an H. I didn't see this A here. Got it. Got it. Yeah, okay, so that then closes the A, except it's really just the href that I want to change here, but like that's okay. Okay, that's at least like looking more correct over here. There we go. Okay. This then goes to login. And this says login. Okay, go away. Ooh, unexpected closing delimiter. So I've messed this up here. That closes that. 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 Oh, these all look nice. There we go. There we go. Login. We click the login button. Takes us a second. You are logged in. There we go. Okay. We got the sidebar. We can get to the dashboard. We can look at our sites. We can direct link to one of our sites. Okay. There we go. This was a little bit longer than I thought to get here, but that's okay. We made a lot of progress. Let's make a commit now, though, because we've done a lot here. Get the new sidebar all stood up and looking nice. Yeah, the new sidebar is pretty like ready to go, right? Like oh well, now it's not running. But we can get to the homepage now. That was actually something we couldn't always do before. We didn't always have a way to get back to the homepage. Now we can go to our dashboard. We can go to our site. We can hop directly to a site. These have different pages under them, and we can check in on those. None of these actual pages look nice yet, but we definitely are making progress. Let's see if we can look at one of these real quick. Or do we want to look at the table? Maybe we'll look at this one. This one might be a little easier. Let's look at the sites page. Let's see what we can do about that. So that's going to be the index. I bet it's called index for sites. There we go. We pick up all the sites. And then we just say my sites. We have a create new sites thing, and then we have our list of them that doesn't look very fancy. Let's head over to our Figmas, and we're going to say for the sites index, wanted something like this. And this we can head over to, this is the stacked list with badges, button, and action menu component, which is this thing right here. And we are gonna use this. So let's get the code for that. Oh, I'm logged in. It just doesn't know that. There we go. Let's go back. Go back here. Yep, I'm logged in now. With badges, buttons, and action menus. This one. Let's grab the HTML. We are gonna need this again though. PB paste to MAUD to PB copy. There we go. And then we basically should have a brand new HTML macro invocation. Wow, look at that. So much invocation. Let table equals this whole thing. Really just so that I can have it have a stopping point here. And then I could just go table. Nice. Overmind us. Local, okay. There we go. Look at that. Just stolen right from there. Okay, so there is some JavaScript required for this, which makes a lot of sense to me. And we just are gonna want to take each one of these little things. Oh, there's missing a space there. That's funny. That's probably just a bug with the converter. They probably trimmed some white space that was actually important. Okay, cool. So we have the table that does all of these, and are these okay? They are. They're list items. So we have a div inside. So like, why is that one different? Min width 0. Is the top item different, or do we have something else going on? Li, and then there's min width 0 inside of it. Oh, and okay, there's two things inside the Li. Got it. Yep, so there's two things inside the Li. These are the two things that I will need to copy into an inner list thing. So we're gonna have a struct called site table item, table row. And is this just a record? We don't even have an actual thing for it. Okay, yeah, so yep. Query as site table row. Nice. Okay. So I have those, and then I can impl render for a site table row. Oh, that was importing. Got it. Now it knows it exists. Now we can implement default members. HTML with this, and then we need these two things that are inside the Li. Both of those, yep. Okay. So then this is the name of it. So self.name. This is like the status. So this is like maybe like what the last check-in was or something. I'm gonna leave this as complete just for the moment. To do check the last check-in for the status, basically. Do on. We don't really have a do on, but I could do a last checked at. Yeah, last checked at something like this. So then we need to do grab the last checked at. That just like that's just a circle. Created by, do I need a created by? They're all really created by me. So I don't think so. Oh, and then I probably don't need the SVG circle if there's nothing after it. That seems reasonable to me. Oh, this is the view project button, which is in the same row. Screen readers get the this after it, so that's pretty nifty. Self.name. Here's all of these. This is where I'm gonna need to add a. Oh, well, here's this a lot. That's okay. I can just copy this. Yep. Okay. Awesome. This whole thing though, I think I want it to like be hidden. Hidden. Ooh, I thought the hidden was definitely what I wanted there. Oh, it is what I wanted there. It just didn't. Oh, because I'm not using this thing. This is my new one. I'm not using you yet. But that's actually all of it. Nifty. Okay, cool. So let's start using this site table row. So that's instead of, so I guess I should just make the list. That'll be, yeah, let's just make the list. Because here, you don't need a list. For site insights. Site, yeah, because it's already in the right thing, and then I can just get rid of all of these LIs because they're all just repeating, and I can always copy from them if I need it. Lots to delete. Lots to delete. Oh man, okay. Probably more. Yep. There we go. Yeah, we don't need this. We already have the table. Perfect. Rebuilding. Love it. Rebuilt. There we go. Corey, we have the last checked at, and then a timestamp. Oh, that's funny. I thought I fixed that specifically. So this is site. We're rendering. Sites are all one of these. These have last checked at. There we go. Awesome. We got that timestamp there. The complete thing isn't very correct. But that's okay. We need to check. We need the last check-in to get that more correct. But I think we're actually ready to do that. And there is some more things that I just like got rid of here. And maybe I want them like this. Maybe this is where we have self.domain. Yep, I like that. That works for me. What else am I not using now? Site ID? Oh, site ID really should be used for the view project buttons. So where's like an href that I'm missing? View project. Perfect. So this should be something like that. Going to the my site. And then like all of these options. Open options. Yeah, I'm a little confused how this all works, but that's okay. View project. Okay, that worked. Okay, so that is the button I wanted. That is how we get to it. I would like more of this to be a link, at least the title. So let's do that. And the badge. No, I really just want this to be a title. Like that. No, I replaced it. Then I can click on that, get to here. There we go. Okay, let's get this last check-in thing. Let's do this a little better. Description. Yeah. So I could just have it be one more of these. Oh, white space, no, no, I want one more like a P truncate. Um, Come on. Uh, Description? Oh, we might not have a description. Oh. Bad computer. Okay. Okay. Is the screen? Yeah, okay. Screen is working. Mic should be working. Man, sorry about this, team. Not having a good luck with that today. Let some description as ref. Indent all of that. That becomes a that. If let. Okay. Okay. Oh, yep. You can be minimized. Cool. This one obviously doesn't have a description just because it's not there. Let's see if I can open up this really quick. Status local sites description. This is my blog. Save. This is my blog. Woohoo! Love it. View project. Go back. Yeah, love it. How does it responsive? Oh yeah, and then we get to mobile and then the header takes over. Can we like change this? I would rather this be the default off and I have to like open the sidebar. Let's see if we can work on doing that. Can I make this just like, yeah, there we go, the percentage. How about we go to 200? Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's better. Yeah, we can go to like 150. There we go. Where like that's my small to large and this is my mobile size. Ooh, I like that. That's nice. Okay. Let's stay here. Let's see if we can flip this basically. Template. Okay. Large, it's hidden. So I want something that's hidden and then shown on small. And there's like a background. Do. Status by Corey J.A. Oh, this is probably where I just want this to say status, actually. Oh, and is it back? Is it showing? Oh, yeah. Okay, because the mobile one's just a separate section, and that's why this is all that way too, right? I need to actually use mine, like we get here. I think it's back again. Okay, well, that's a little frustrating, team. We might be wrapping up here soon, especially with that, because that is Do you do dev work in real life? Yeah, I do, Tobbs. I am a web developer by day, though not usually in Rust. I usually do Ruby, Rails, and TypeScript stuff. But yeah, I am. What about you, Tobbs? Thanks for hanging out. Okay, I'm back. The camera's not yet. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here, team. Let's do that because I do not have any idea why my USB thing keeps deciding to switch on me. Yeah, that's fine. We can keep that there. Okay, yeah, we added the whole table. Add table for site index page. Nice, nice. You just recently became a professional dev. Congrats, Tobbs. That's exciting. What are you, what kind of work are you doing? That's really exciting, though. We're going to push this. This will get it to deploy. And that's probably where we're going to wrap up today. We'll check out the deployed site and make sure we got all our styles working. Oh, we're definitely not. So that's probably going to push a broken version because full stack deving, love it. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's pretty similar to what I do as well. Oh, cool. I actually left myself Tailwind stuff just kind of hanging out in the Docker file. So that's really nifty. So this is just source Tailwind CSS output target Tailwind CSS. Okay, perfect. That's actually exactly what I needed. That should work perfectly. Add Tailwind to Docker file. I think that pushed too, right? Unknown. Nah, it definitely pushed. Cool. Okay. Let's check that out in GitHub. We will see it deploying. There we go. Let's see if we can actually cancel the one before it. It just doesn't need to be running. Yeah, can we cancel you? Yep. How far did you get, though? You actually, like... Yeah, if you're compiling, that's fine. This is the one I want. Okay, we're compiling our Rust again. Hopefully, this all compiles nicely. And I think the Tailwind stuff is going to work. I just, like, my blog does a similar thing, and I left that in the Docker file when I copied it over. And just had to change just a few pathy things, and I think I got them right without really checking. So we'll wait for this compile, and we will find out. So just chatting, I think next things that I want to add to status, well, obviously we've got a few more pages to style. I may or may not do those off stream. We will see. But then the next thing I think I want to add is recording screenshots with each check-in. Or maybe as a separate model. We'll get to the actual modeling when we implement it. But I definitely want to save screenshots every so often. And I think to do that, I'm going to go full, like open a Chrome browser and point it at the site so that we get full JavaScript and CSS to render and all of that. So that is what I think we will work on probably next stream. I think that'll be fun to switch away from the styling a little bit. I might do some of the styling in between stream. And we will get back to maybe making some screenshots next time. But no promises there. We might end up doing more styling next stream as well. It's really a whatever I'm feeling when it comes around kind of situation. And let's kill just a little bit more time while this compiles. Like I said at the beginning, I'm Corey J.A., or I'm Corey, and I go by Corey J.A. on the internet. You can find me at CoreyJA.com. This is my blog and the home for all of my Corey J.A. branded stuff. You can find my videos here. You can find projects here. Status is on here, and we'll now have a last streamed at here very shortly. And yeah, if you are interested in keeping up to date with what I'm working on and sharing with everyone, you can subscribe to my newsletter. You can find that at my site at CoreyJA.com/newsletter. And then at the bottom, there's a sign-up form where you can sign up and get this in your email inbox about weekly. We're not actually doing weekly. Let's call it about monthly to be a real. We're having technical difficulties today. But maybe we're back. I think the mic's back so you can at least hear me. It looks like you can see me as well. So please sign up for my newsletter. Maybe I will get the technical difficulties worked out here soon and make a newsletter post about it. And then besides that, if you are really enjoying my content, you can head over to GitHub sponsors and sponsor me there. That is really the best way to make sure I can keep producing this kind of content and keep making streams for all of you. But with all that out of the way, let's figure out what's going on with our deploy because it didn't work. I broke it. The Docker file did not want to... Oh, I need SQLX for the prepare. I need to do cargo SQLX prepare. I wrote those files. Cargo build all targets. Just to make sure. There we go. Okay, awesome. Add SQLX. If we got really lucky, though, what will have happened is we made it past compiling our dependencies. So this time, in just a second, it should be a lot faster. That's the goal, at least. Let's see if it worked out. It looks like we did some of this stuff cached. There we go. Yep, just compiling our app. Found an unused thing. That should be fine. It doesn't look like it's complaining about not finding the Tailwind file, so that looks like we got that. Yeah, there we go. Docker image successfully created. Now we're just pushing it up to Fly. Fly is picking it up, and we will be deployed in just a minute here. Checking that it's up and running, just running some ping checks, I think. I don't think I have any fancy ones set up at the moment. Waiting for it to become healthy, getting there. Once we see this, we'll be able to pull up the live site and check it out real quick. And then I think we will wrap up. We might try to find someone to raid quick because I got raided last stream and that was always great. I always love that. So I forget sometimes when I'm wrapping up. So we will try to find someone to go join when we are done here. It's taking a little bit longer for this to become healthy than I expected. And then there we go. As I got impatient is when it worked. Let's head over to status.coryja.com and give it a refresh. And there we go. I am logged in and I can see both the sites that I have registered, my CoryJA and status. We can look at the nice table view with both of them. Ooh, look at that. This is much nicer than it was when we started out. Loving this. And then ready to find a non-exciting page. There we go. This one's not quite as exciting. So we will continue working on these pages next time. But in the meantime, oh, and I probably want to change this home icon. These are not both home pages, but that is okay. And with that, I think we are gonna probably wrap up today. We got this nice and deployed. This is actually available if you want to play with it at status.coryja.com. You'll do login through my blog and GitHub, and then you can add your own sites, and they will be checked in on. I think right now we have it set to check in on every minute, so be warned if you are signing up for this. You are signing up for pings just about every minute, and that's actually interesting. It looks like it's been down for a few days, and I didn't realize it. And I think it's more likely that status the app was down rather than anything else. Because I don't think my blog was down for 5 days, but that is just one more thing that we will check out here soon. Yeah, I think we haven't been running status. I wonder if I have Fly turned on to bring down boxes when I'm not using them. So if it didn't get web requests for a long time, it might have brought down the box, but that is not what we want for status because we want it to stay up. And I guess actually, let's look at that real quick while we're here, because I think that's going to be a setting in this. Oh, auto start and auto stop machines is both false and min max is 1. So I'm actually a little interested in why that happened. I think what I'm going to do is just let it be. And if it happens again, we will investigate because those settings are what I think we want it set to. So yeah, okay. I thank you for coming along and hanging out, Tobbs. I'm glad you enjoyed the progress too. I had a lot of fun getting this themed up a little bit. We'll continue to theme it up and get these last few pages all nice and pretty here soon. But I think that is going to be all for us for status today. So I'm going to head over to this other machine here and let's figure out who we might want to raid.